I'm Derek Joyce and I'm here with Paul O'Morda, and this is I'm Not the Expert Book. This is a podcast where we discuss everything from quantum physics to the latest episode of South Park and everything in between. So grab a cup of tea, pull up a chair and join us. On August 5th, 2010, San Jose, Chile at about 2 p.m, there was a cave-in at the Copiapo mine. It's Copiapo. Right, and Copiapo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna butcher lots of
It's one of those episodes where we're gonna have fucking tongue twisters, yeah.
So Chile, I apologise in advance for the next hour or so.
And we're gonna call it Chile instead of Chile, I bet.
It's Chile.
I know it is, yeah, that's what I'm saying, but we'll say Chile. Guarantee you.
Yeah. As in the lovely hot
sauce
vegetable thing. There was a cave-in at a mine, right? Now, miners here, as they mine and, for want of a better word, burrow and tunnel into following veins of the ore they're looking for, gold or copper or silver or whatever. They, in the mine, apparently you hear the weight redistributing because you've changed it. So it's as weird as it fucking sounds. It's not unusual to hear it rumble and growl.
Oh yeah, absolutely, groan. Yeah.
That freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I suppose you get used to it. But
I wouldn't get used to it.
It probably breeds complacency as well, though, because you're saying, that's
I could be a miner for 40 years and I wouldn't get used to that.
Yeah, maybe so.
But on this day, on August 5th, 2010, about 2 p.m, miners were hearing that. And they were just assuming it was that resettling of the weight distribution. And it got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
To the point where they were going, hang on a fucking minute. Something's going on here.
Yeah.
And they started to get your spidey sense. Spidey senses start to kind of go.
Yeah, something's off here. Something's not. Yeah.
Something's not right. And it turned into a crashing, thunderous sound, a massive sound.
Yeah.
Now, just to backtrack a bit,
right.
The mine was owned by the Espan Primera Mining Company, and it was 500 miles from Santiago, which is the capital.
And why do I get the feeling they're going to be the bad guys in this story? Would I be right in this?
Owner's always there.
Yeah, sure enough, yeah.
Well, they'll always cop the flak anyway.
Yeah.
Just let it unfold and see
see
how vindicated you are.
Yeah, right? Well, just, don't...
It was a copper mine. And
don't get yourself sued is all I'm going to say.
No, I won't. I'm not going to say anything that isn't in the press.
Right,
you know?
Okay.
I'm not going to fucking libel or slander people.
No, I'd probably do that though.
Yeah.
Right, go on, sorry.
It was a copper, gold / silver mine. Basically, you mine out whatever's
there, yeah.
It's in the Atacama Desert, and the Atacama Desert is one of the driest places on Earth.
Right.
And it's actually...
And that lends itself to kind of ore then, does it? Or the kind of creation of ore? I have no idea.
Or whatever. I'm
not a geologist.
I have no idea. I'm not an expert.
But there's another but just for a good measure. Right, go on,
Atacama Desert is used to simulate
Mars landings,
Mars exploration,
and
moon exploration stuff.
Fucking rang a bell.
Because it's the driest place on Earth. It's bleak.
It's even more dry than the Sahara, like. That's nice.
Well, it's a higher altitude.
Right. So thinner atmosphere.
Yeah.
As well, which would help with the whole Martian
which
thing.
lends itself to all that kind of thing. Yeah. And I'm not sure, and there's life everywhere on the planet, but I'm not sure the abundance of complex life.
Right. So it's really fucking barren.
It's very barren.
Right, okay.
I should have looked it up, but I'm not.
We'll throw some pictures up on the Facey.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just to give you an idea of just how barren this place is. So they're kind of miles from civilization, so I'm assuming...
They're 500 kilometres, I think it is, 500 kilometres or miles from Santiago.
Right. And
which is the capital of Chile.
Yeah, and is that the nearest kind of civilization?
50 kilometres from Copiapo.
Right.
Which is the Copiapo mine, because it's 50 kilometres from the nearest town, Copiapo.
So that didn't aid with the whole kind of rescue effort, I'm I'm sure,
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
The miners, there was 33 of them. There's 34 on the shift. Right? And they were, for the most part, 800 meters deep. That's fucking
it's almost
800.
a mile down when you think about it.
Half a mile.
Yeah.
They were trapped half a mile down. It's 800 meters deep, or 2,624.6 feet.
Right.
Now, I'm giving you all the numbers because I want to illustrate a point.
For our American listeners, how many giraffes is that?
Okay. I don't know.
Every time he mentions measurements, I'm going to do that.
It's about 8.5 statues of liberty stacked one on top of the other.
That's nuts, man.
That's fucking mental.
I actually need to kind of picture something like that. Like, I'm slagging Americans for it, but it actually helps me to visualize what we're talking about, Definitely.
It's to look at a distance and go, that's 800 meters. Means nothing to me if I can't equate it to something.
Okay, it takes an Olympic athlete about, a minute and a half to run 800 meters, is it? 400 meters. So it's fucking 2 laps of an Olympic track.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts.
It's quite deep.
And it's straight
it's deep,
down.
Man.
It's fucking straight
down, yeah. So, that's... Like, so your shaft is like 800 meters straight down.
Well, it wasn't a shaft. Okay, let me just give you the stats.
Go on,
right.
Yeah.
The entrance was a 5.5 meter ramp.
Yeah, okay.
For so heavy machinery could get down.
Yeah.
Leading to a tunnel that they called the ramp.
Yeah.
That went down and spiraled down.
Okay, so it's not a shaft mine.
Right. And off that spiral ramp, they'd tunnel into different areas depths, of the mine as they went down.
Understood.
Okay. And I'll feed in more statistics and mental map layouts of the mine as we go, as they become more relevant. Because I'll give them all to you now. It's just...
Yeah. And I mean, as I said, we'll throw a load of photos up as well. If we can get some diagrams and things like that, we'll throw them up on the Facebook.
So there's loads of diagrams.
So you can have a look. If you're listening now, go on our Facebook page and there should be, if I remember to upload them, there should be loads of...
I'll remind them and he'll say, I'm getting right on it, and then he won't.
Yeah, that's usually what happens.
Okay.
Oh, look, a squirrel.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
okay, Homer.
Yeah, so if you are listening, there should be some visual aids on the Facebook now if you have a look.
Okay.
While you're listening.
So as the ramp, as it was known, spiraled down and they'd tunnel off it in various directions into the mountain, the levels were oriented using sea level as a reference.
Okay.
So the entrance that was 5 by 5 meters, that was level 720. Because it was 720 meters above sea level.
Right.
When the mine collapsed, miners were as deep as level 40.
So 40 meters above sea level.
40 meters above sea level. Bearing in mind, it goes from the entrance, which is level 720. They were down at level 40.
Right.
Not all of them, but some.
Most of them.
Okay.
Or some of them. Okay. Right, I can kind of picture that, yeah.
The rumbling on August the 5th, as I was saying a couple of minutes ago, wasn't ordinary settling, which the miners were, inverted commas, used to. Yes, I wouldn't get fucking used to that. That freaked me the fuck out. It grew more frequent and loud until there was an enormous crack, an enormous crash. And what happened was a section of rock, diorite rock, and I'll get into what diorite rock is in a second. Section of diorite rock had broken off the mountain.
Carved off,
and fallen into the mine.
Right. Oh, okay. So it wasn't from within the mine. It
wasn't a rockfall.
Right.
It was a fucking rockfall.
It was an avalanche almost,
Avalanche is...
But it came from outside the mine and fell into the mine, is that what you're
saying? They were tunneling into it.
Right.
They obviously tunneled to a point where a natural weakness in the structure of the rock could no longer bear the weight of the rock that it was.
Yeah, so they had tunneled out too much, basically,
which is usually the way it goes.
Yeah,
and it fell like I'm holding up my hand to Paul in a very poor diagram. if this is your rock, right, this is your mountain,
right.
this is the diorite rock.
So
My
his
thumb.
thumb is the
So
diorite,
what I'm doing is I'm holding my hand up in a stop sign.
right.
So it's like telling someone to stop.
Stop, yeah.
Your thumb is pointing up with the rest of your fingers,
And then it just
and the
calves off.
diorite rock that fell off and blocked the mine was your thumb just falling out sideways, right?
No, I get you, yeah.
It's estimated that the rock was, let me see if I can remember the number before I look it up, 770,000 tons. Yeah. Now, bearing in mind the similarity in depth or height or depth that the mine goes, I gave 8.5 Statue of Liberty stacked one on top of the other.
Right, yeah.
Statue of Liberty is 308 feet tall. And I can't remember the tonnage. The tonnage is... And one Statue of Liberty is 2,088 tons.
So it's a couple of hundred of them.
Yes.
Yeah. A couple of thousand of them, is it?
It's a lot. I didn't do the math. Math is not my thing, but it's a lot.
Yeah,
but it was 770,000 tons. It's nearly 1 million tons. It's a guts of 1 million tons.
It's a fucking mountain, Del. It's essentially a mountain.
It's fucking insane.
It's the sugar. Actually, hang on.
I read somewhere that the rock that hit the earth,
that killed
meteorite that killed the dinosaurs, they estimate it at 1 million tons.
Right.
And this was 3/4 of that. So fell into the mine and blocked the area. As I said earlier, 34 people on shift. One of those people was driving back up through the ramp up towards the tunnel in a pickup truck when the cave-in happened. And he had just passed level 190 back up towards the surface when the cave-in happened. And the cave-in completely blocked level 190. He missed by the skin of his teeth.
Jesus Christ.
This one guy.
So he escaped.
He was the right side of the cave-in.
Yeah. He was on the earth side.
He was surface side.
Surface side is what I'm looking for.
And the other three were down below.
Right.
Some of them were so deep and the machinery is so loud and they wear ear protectors. Sound waves just travel in one direction, and if they bounce off something, they bounce off something. But there was so much bouncing around, and because it was a spiral tunnel with branches coming off it, that sound waves just didn't make it. So there were people working in the mine, had no idea what had happened.
Right.
And they were just working.
And
these are the people down on level 40.
There would have been teams on every level, like.
I don't know about every level, but
most levels.
Well, there wasn't because
where the cave-in was that on the bottom level? Like,
it was
were they the deepest?
Level 190.
Right.
So we start at level 720 where the entrance is.
Yeah.
Level 190
is 190 feet above sea level, yeah.
Yeah. So it's way down into the mine.
Right, and it goes down to 40, you were saying, wasn't it? Or something? Yeah, so it wasn't
there were people working at level 40. I don't know how deep the mine goes.
And could they get out then? Or, well, no, because
everybody below
where it happened. Yeah. No, I understand you now, yeah. I get you now. Yeah, no, I was just looking up there. Right, what did you say it was? 700 and what? 1,000 tons?
770,000 tons.
Yeah, it's about half the size of the Sugarloaf Mountain in Wicklow.
It's fucking mad, isn't it?
That's like, or half the mass, I should say.
Yeah, and that still means nothing to me.
Yeah, think about it, the fucking Sugarloaf.
No, I mean, it's just a sheer weight.
Yeah.
And sheer
half a mountain.
size.
It's essentially half a fucking mountain.
Yeah, well, it broke off. So it was a mountain 1 minute. It didn't stop being a mountain.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying half of it decided to move elsewhere.
It just moved.
It just migrated, to the bottom of the fucking mine. Oh, wonderful.
So when the miners who did hear this happen, some of them jumped in a pickup truck and went up the ramp, the main passage, the main tunnel, headed for the surface. And there was so much rockfall in the tunnel that they had to abandon the 4x4, the pickup truck they were in, and proceed on foot. And they got to level 190, and there was
a mountain in the way,
a sheer rock face,
a fucking
blocking the path.
Yeah,
it wasn't, oh shit, look, lots of stuff is
Lots
after
of
falling out the
boulders and
tunnel,
shit.
and we
yeah.
might be
No,
able to
it was
tunnel
a
through
fucking-
there.
Yeah.
It was a
sheer rock face.
shutters.
Yeah.
There was a shutters
Like a
down in
vault.
front of the shop, and there's no one going inside.
You're not going anywhere there, yeah.
It was
Fuck's
just
sake.
done. So,
Right.
so there was no way past, and they went back down.
Imagine what it must feel like to see that, and you know the realization it has to be, I'm fucked.
Well, we'll get to that.
That's it. I'm dead.
We'll get to
now,
that.
You know? We're not getting out of this.
We'll get to that.
Mm.
They saw what happened, and they started back down the tunnel because there's nothing else to do.
Nowhere
So they
else
had
to
to go
go,
back
yeah.
down and tell everybody what the story was.
Mhm.
They got down to a place called the Refuge. The Refuge.
Actually, can I just stop you there? I have one question.
Go on.
Did they have communication with the surface at this time? Like, were they able to?
No.
No. So they were
Surface
completely
didn't know what
cut
was
off.
going on.
Right, so they'd no radios, they'd no nothing. Okay.
People on the surface had no idea anything had happened.
Right, okay.
Because, as I said, the cracking and moving and redistribution of weight is
It's normal, yeah.
inverted commas,
Yeah.
very inverted commas, normal.
Yeah. So I'm saying so they had no way to raise the alarm essentially.
They had no way to raise the alarm.
Mm.
They had no contact with the surface had no contact with them,
Yeah.
and the surface, whether had contact with them or not, had no idea anything was happening.
Right, yeah.
Having gone to level 190 and seen it blocked by a sheer rock face.
You shall go no further.
Yeah. They went back down the tunnel to a place called the Refuge.
Right.
Now
was it called the Refuge then, or has it since
it's
been known as the Refuge?
No, it's known as the Refuge.
Right.
And a part of a health and safety thing is
Mm.
if there's anything happens in the mine, this is where you all go, because this is
It's
where
an assembly
we know.
point essentially.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
okay.
in case of fire, here's your assembly point.
Yeah.
And it contains foods and it contains medicines.
Right, okay.
So it's a refuge.
Right.
It's 30 meters across, apparently.
Right, and every mine will probably have something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Is what I gathered from this, because this is what they were doing, and this is I took as common practice.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
must all have this.
Yeah, awesome.
Right.
Okay, didn't know that. That's
No, meter. The diorite block, right. Diorite completely blocking the tunnel, but diorite is an igneous rock considered to be very tough.
Mm.
It's a hard rock. Limestones are soft,
Yeah.
sandstone,
yeah, so it's
granite is really
Yeah.
tough. Diorite is really tough. And I'm
Okay.
sure there's loads of them. But
Yeah.
again, I'm not a geologist, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it makes sense that, they'd be fucking mining in tough rock because that's where you get your iron and your... Well, you were saying copper and gold.
Copper and
wasn't it?
gold mainly
silver,
was
yeah,
this
yeah.
mine was for. And
You'd imagine
silver.
iron. No, come here. And again, I'm not a fucking geologist. I would imagine that iron ore is one of the toughest because it's iron is a very hard metal. So yeah.
yeah,
I don't know,
so
that's just
there you
me.
go. But diorite, it's really durable. So it's hard to drill through.
Yeah.
And it's resistant to heat, wear, and pressure. So I mean, anything you can throw at this
Of
fucker
all
thing.
the shit, you want to be blocked by, it's not that.
Yeah. They were buried 0.49 of a mile down.
Yeah,
As
so
I
almost
said,
half a mile,
8.5 Statue of Liberty stacked on top of one another.
by a slab of rock that has the mass of approximately half of the Sugarloaf mountain in Wicklow. So,
770,000 tons.
That's a big
Estimated.
fucking rock.
It's estimated it was as tall as a 45-story building.
Okay.
The whole thing that broke off the mountain.
Right. So you've basically got a skyscraper blocking your way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lovely.
487 feet. But again, this would have been seismic radio waves sent down through the ground to try and estimate what the extent of the problem was.
Of course.
Eventually, when they found out there was a fucking problem.
LiDAR
So at this
stuff,
point,
would have been used,
because at this point they didn't know anything.
But I'm just wondering though, like you're saying nobody on the surface knew anything was wrong. How the fuck does a skyscraper drop and nobody knows anything's fucking wrong?
We're out in a very bleak place on Earth where there's not an
but I'm
awful lot of
assuming the
people
surface
stand around.
workers, was there not
But
fucking
stand around.
tremor?
I mean,
was there nothing?
look, they're not walking around in library conditions.
No, that's true. As well,
They're drilling and there's pumping and there's banging and clanking and
I
fucking.
suppose, yeah.
So I mean, if anybody did hear it, it was probably, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, but did they not feel it? Like, was there not fucking...
I have no idea. I just know.
No, like, I'm just thinking something that big.
People topside
dropping.
Didn't know.
You'd have to think there'd be an earthquake of some
Didn't
sort
know.
or some kind
and
of...
it was falling, like it obviously, and I'm being really stupidly obvious here, it fell down.
Yeah.
So the sound waves went down.
Okay.
And they went down into the mine and they got drowned and stopped and broken by the tunnel.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. And I just had it's a spiral and stuff. So.
It was what was it? It's about 720 is the surface and it happened at 190, so it's 500 and something
meters
levels
below
down
the ground. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And if it's a spiraling tunnel with loads of passages off it. Yeah. Other tunnels off it.
The sound
waves
absorbed.
Just dissipates out into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they hadn't a clue anything had happened. The people who had gone to the level 190, I said it was, where it fell in, retreated back down to level 90, which was where the refuge was.
Right. Okay.
So every other level has a tunnel off it. But level 90 has the refuge. And this is where you go if there's a problem.
Now, you did say one guy was surface side.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he raised the alarm then.
Well, I'll get to him in a minute.
Right, okay.
The refuge bottom side has fresh air pumped in from the surface.
Okay.
And it has emergency rations and medicines locked in cabinets.
Locked in cabinets?
Locked in cabinets. Well,
did they have the keys?
It's got to be. I mean, you can't have
I know, yeah.
Paul coming in on his break and going, I think I need another. And this happening 10 times.
Opium or, yeah.
Yeah, so it's stock. Does the stock take this where it is? Lock the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm sure there's vending machines or whatever you have in a mine where they can just get something, but this is the emergency rations.
And the health and safety guy has the keys or whatever it is.
And it's or the shift supervisor or whatever.
Yeah. No, I get you. You're going to tell me that the guy with the keys is the guy who's fucking topside though, aren't you?
No. The shift supervisor,
that would be ironic.
Louis Urzua, was working at level 90.
Right.
He ordered everybody into the refuge when the other boys came back down. And possibly he heard it, because some of them did, some of them didn't.
Right.
But he ordered everybody into the refuge and they all went in. Then he went on down to level 40 where there were people and he told them to put your tools down, everybody into the refuge. Nobody says anything. I'll be finished in 5 minutes and follow you up. When you're ordered into the refuge, you go. Yeah. There's obviously something. No one arses about with this stuff. Yeah. 33 were trapped. 1 got out.
Yeah.
Topside, the people, the supervisors, the managers knew that there was something wrong when a cloud of dust started to billow out of the 5x5 meter entrance.
Right. Okay.
And from that billow of dust, this guy on foot, he had been driving. But on foot, stumbled out of the dust, telling them something had gone terribly wrong. And he wouldn't have been able to stand around and, Jesus Christ, look at that. That's gone wrong.
Yeah, he got the fuck out of there.
As it was below when they were going up to level 190.
Yeah.
That they couldn't go any further in the 4x4 because of debris in the tunnel.
So they couldn't, yeah.
Likewise, it must have been the same for him.
Yeah.
And he had to abandon his pickup truck and make his way on foot.
Yeah.
And that
he didn't go all the way down to see what the block was.
That wasn't a short jog.
No.
That's level 190 up to level 720. That's a long
600 meters
fucking trot.
up, yeah.
So he got out and raised the alarm. The management, instead of raising the alarm immediately, took the option to wait for a couple of hours for dust to settle so they could go in and make an estimation of what happened. And they went...
I know that probably sounds a bit like, fuck you, but they're probably right, though, to just let everything settle.
They're right to let everything settle, but they're not right to not raise the alarm and say, we have a potential situation here.
Yeah.
Which they didn't do.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So when they went in after a couple of hours, they went down to whatever level because they didn't know which one it was. Found it at level 190 and were confronted with the other side of this sheer rock face that the other miners had seen below that and went, yep, it's blocked.
You think?
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. They left the mine, bypassed the emergency phone, which they have for just such occasions.
Right, okay, yeah.
And drove to the nearest town, which is Copiapo, 45 to 50 kilometres away.
Oh, hang on, back
to
up,
raise
back up.
authorities.
They had an emergency phone and they drove.
Yeah.
Any rationale for that? Any reason for that?
Management.
What, they wouldn't use the phone, like?
No, there's no rationale for it. They opted not to. The rationale for them, don't ring them, we're going to go straight and talk to them to their face, was the same rationale that said,
wait a few hours.
Wait a few hours to let the dust settle and so we know what we're talking about.
So they were CYA, covering their arse.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it feels like anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Just seems an odd one, you know.
So they drove 45 or 50 kilometres, depending on what map you look at, into Copiapo to raise authorities. And went something like, hey, how are you doing? How was your day? Yeah, great. Shut up and listen a minute, will you? Our mine has collapsed.
We think, possibly. Maybe.
Eventually, after 5 hours, authorities were notified.
So they waited 2 hours to see what the crack was, then they drove 50. Oh, yeah, okay, 5 hours seems about.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they could have just picked up the phone.
Yep.
It's fucking bizarre. Love to know what the rationale behind that
The
was.
news goes from the fire department to the disaster response office at the Department of the Interior, and the government deployed special forces who hoped to free trapped miners.
How long did that take?
Well, I'm sure they're a lot more efficient.
Oh yeah, come here, listen, I'm not criticising.
No, I know, but they're a lot more efficient
than
the people in the mine.
Yeah.
You know, well, it's just a deploy. The alarm goes out. These guys who were on shift on that particular time just fucking deploy. That's it. Get in the choppers or get in the fucking...
So they're military, basically, are they? Or?
Yeah, they're fucking SEALs, basically.
Right, okay.
You know, special forces.
Yeah.
So...
Okay.
Excuse me.
It's not the kind of thing you normally associate special forces with, but that's interesting. Okay.
With full climbing gear, the special forces, well, this is not your normal situation, you know?
No, of course not. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But it's just, I would have thought there was emergency services or fire, you know, it wouldn't have dawned on me that it'd be special force military that would be trained in this stuff. It does make sense now that you say it.
Well,
it just never would have occurred to me.
It'll make sense in a minute.
Okay. Well, you're going to tell me it was an actual nuclear bunker. It wasn't a mine at all.
Jesus Christ, get out of your sci-fi books. With full climbing gear, the special forces descended through the ventilation shafts that were bored into the mine.
Right. Okay.
And to let air flow down.
So they got in beyond the fucking blockage.
They had to.
Right, okay.
So, well, the thing is, your ventilation shafts, obviously the air flows in the front of the tunnel, but the ventilation shafts would go down in the rocks, in the rock outcrops beside that, and they would connect with tunnels. Yeah. And this is how you get and maybe they had air being pumped in, but this is how you get your air into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense. And how kind of, fucking noxious gases are vented away. And
circulation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They got their full climbing gear. They descended through the ventilation shafts and kept going even when they saw really aggressive looking cracks in the walls of the ventilation shafts.
Oh, Christ.
So it wasn't just a bit that fell off and everything was made weaker.
Everywhere, yeah. Do I get a sense there's going to be a second collapse?
They eventually reached level 268, but found a pile of rock and debris that looked too dangerous to continue on. Obviously, their health and safety, whatever, said,
come here.
This is too fucking bad.
Listen, you've got 33 lads fucking trapped down there. There's no point in adding to them. Do you know what I mean?
They don't even know if they're alive.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no point in fucking trapping more lads underground. Do you know what I mean?
So one of the priorities, the priority is see if there are survivors, and if there is, get them out. But the other secondary priority will be don't add to an already potentially disastrous situation.
Exactly, yeah, absolutely.
Someone made the call, we can't go on.
No.
We can't go on, this looks too bad. Now, bearing in mind that they'd already passed really aggressive looking cracks in the structures of the ventilation shaft they were descending.
Yeah.
They've now come to a spot at level 268, which is still 120 levels below where that diorite block is. Although it's probably part of it.
Yeah. Like you'd imagine
that they can't pass.
An impact like that would like reverberate through the mining shafts and, cause more damage.
Yeah.
To the rock, around it. It's not just,
serious weight redistribution.
Yeah.
They started back up the ventilation shaft, and rockfall started to fall around them.
Oh, shit.
As they were on their way back up, and definitively
it was
cut
the
that
right
idea dead.
Yeah, so it was the right call,
There was no rescue going to come through the ventilation shafts. Now, bottom side, I'm going to say top side, bottom side for the other side of the rock. Right? Bottom side.
That makes sense.
The 33 miners had all gathered in the refuge.
Yeah.
They all discussed what their options were. What are we going to do? How are we going to do this? We've got food and meds there. Everybody
for a few days
fucking
or whatever.
Take as deep a breath as you can and just relax for a second. Keep your heads on. And they said, ventilation shafts. We can access the ventilation shafts. Now, the ventilation shafts that feed air in from the outside also have safety ladders.
Ah, right, okay.
So anybody trapped below can use them as an escape route.
Excellent.
Okay? So a bunch of the miners
there's a lot of safety protocols in place.
Well, there's a lot, in mines because mining is such a dangerous operation.
It is, but like I don't know, you don't think it is. Like when you hear of mining disasters, and I know, like I'm going back into the older times as well, like the one in Wales and stuff. Do you remember that one?
That was where it was just like slag heap.
Yeah. Well, that was the one that collapsed on the village, but there was a mine fucking collapsed as well on miners. But like that, that's going back in the early 20th century where they didn't give a fuck for the workers, you know what I mean? It was just, there was one way in and one way fucking out. If that got blocked, you were fucked, this, it's actually interesting to see that there are so many kind of safety, and yet these guys still needed to be rescued. So that's, I'm interested to see where this goes,
A bunch of the miners decide, we're going to go and scout out the ventilation shaft, and we're going to find out if it's accessible for us, if it's been damaged by the rockfall, if it's accessible for us to use, and then we'll come back and report. They go off and they find a ventilation shaft. When they find a ventilation shaft, it hasn't been damaged.
Okay.
So the one they're looking up is obviously not the one that the Special Forces descended down.
They're looking up and they can see blue sky, essentially, yeah?
No. It's half a mile. So,
well, they can see a little postage stamp of blue sky.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming it's not straight up either. It probably kind of...
No, ventilation shaft would probably have to be kind of straight-ish down.
Yeah, I suppose,
but, they still wouldn't be able to see.
Right.
Picture going through a tunnel on a fucking train.
Yeah.
You don't see the outside. The only thing wrong was the ladders hadn't been installed in the ventilation shaft.
Fuck's sake.
Company hadn't installed.
Right, so I take back everything I just said about, this sounds like a pretty kind of safety conscious mine.
Theoretically.
But fucking, penny pinching fucking mega corporations again, yeah. Gotcha.
So they returned to the refuge and they all came to the conclusion at the very same time that we're not getting out of this anytime soon. This is not going to be over in a couple of hours or a couple of days or a week. We're here for the long haul. So they start to ration the food and the meds and take it out and see what it was they had available to them.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
Topside, the Special Forces team all make it out without injury.
Okay,
report their findings.
Yeah, that this shaft is not going to work.
And say, if there's anybody alive down there, we're not getting them out in a few hours or a few days or a week. Okay. They're there for the long term.
Okay.
And so they have to come up with another emergency plan.
Now, this is probably very simplistic. They tried one ventilation shaft and it wasn't viable. What about the one that the other guys have found? Like,
there's multiple ventilation
that's what I'm saying.
shafts.
So are they going to try all of them? Are they going to, like...
they didn't just say, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, catch a tiger by the toe, and say, we'll go down that one. They obviously scouted all of them, and they're all not viable options, right? So they're not getting them out that way. And the miners aren't getting out that way because there's no fucking ladders.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Can they not drop half a mile?
Half a mile of rope.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, yeah, it's probably not going to work. Or
not the way we were talking about not being able to visualize
distances. Yeah. Half a mile of rope ladder.
Yeah.
You could probably order that from Amazon.
A friend of mine made a half-mile daisy chain once, so I don't see why not.
Yeah, okay.
Bottom side, all the miners in the refuge decide that we are fucked in the short term. Yeah. We're not going anywhere.
And quite possibly in the medium to long term, we're also fucked.
Or
Zua, we're all going to die.
The shift manager, told the men that he's no longer the boss. Everyone is going to have to treat each other as equals if we're going to get through this.
Well, that's good.
It's a really honourable thing to do.
Is it? Or was he just a coward who didn't want fucking responsibility?
No.
It sounds like, listen, we're not on the job now, lads. We're fighting for survival.
Yes.
Yeah. We do this.
We're out in the pub
together.
After shift, except there's no pub. We're here. We have to deal with this as a team. Yeah. We're all equal.
Yeah.
There's no...
I'm not going to make decisions fucking unilaterally that will affect your lives.
It was a really great thing to do.
Yeah, fair play to him. Yeah, absolutely. Well, in theory, how did it work?
He then does a stock take on what provisions and meds they have in the refuge. The ladder hasn't worked because they didn't install them. Mm-hmm. They didn't raise the emergency at the time. They waited 5 hours.
Yeah. So the boys have already been in here 5-6 hours now. And then by the time the Special Forces guys have investigated the other shaft, what are we looking at here? 10, 15 hours maybe now?
Maybe. But I don't have out much hope for the stock take if all those things before that the management haven't been done.
Oh, so
do you understand what I'm saying?
Now you're going to tell me that they don't have fucking rations.
What was meant to be enough food for 34 men, remember there's 34 on shift, there's 33 trapped, but 34 on shift. They're supposed to have food where no one goes hungry for 2 days.
Right.
That's what their provisions are for.
Right.
Turned out to be 1 can of salmon, 1 can of peaches, 1 can of peas, 18 cans of tuna, 93 packs of cookies, 24 litres of condensed milk, 8 of them expired, 10 bottles of water, and some medicines.
And
also expired.
And no can opener.
No can opener. I'm sure in a fucking mine that drills rock, they can open cans.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I really thought you were going to say there was no way to open the fucking can.
So they don't have provisions.
No, there's not enough there to do them.
I don't even know what kind of meds were there. I'd imagine
antibiotics,
painkillers, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. All the miners know the rescue is going to take weeks rather than days, and they don't have food.
And more importantly, water.
Okay.
You'll die of thirst long before you'll die of hunger.
I'll get to the water. The miners came up with a plan to have 1 meal a day. The 1 meal a day consists of 1 cookie and a spoonful of tuna mixed with warm water so it turns into a broth. It's less than 300 calories.
I think I'd rather starve.
You fucking wouldn't.
No, I'm not a big tuna fan. I don't mind tuna, but that just sounds vile.
I think if you're stuck in a fucking mine half a mile down, you become a tuna fan.
I'll eat what you've got. Thank you, yes. Maybe the first couple of days I might be like, no, you've passed, lads. But after a while,
Not a fucking chance.
Hunger's a great sauce, as they say.
I'd be trying to buy other people's food.
You can have mine.
The water wasn't a problem because there are huge tanks of water to cool the machinery nearby. It's drinkable, but it's not for human consumption.
Right, I get you. I'd imagine like they would have had to have like a serious level of organisation just to keep everything ticking along, keep their heads, and
And
things like going to the toilet and
how did you?
where you go to the toilet and stuff. You know what I mean?
They probably allocated a cave on a fucking tunnel on one of the lowest levels.
Yeah.
This is where we're going today, lads.
Yeah.
And
you bury it and you
bury it, and when that's no longer usable,
no longer palatable, we'll go and use another one.
Kind of thing. Kind of thing. But how they organise it is brilliant, and I'll get onto that in a minute. Now, anyway, the water for cooling the machinery was drinkable, but it wasn't ideal,
not advisable
because it had oil in it.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
Oil from machinery, cooling, moving parts, all that kind of.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily toxic. It just wasn't very fucking pleasant. Essentially, is what you're saying.
Drinkable, usable, not ideal.
Yeah. Okay, but it's
The electrician,
keep you alive.
The electrician among the 33 found a way to hook up the torches and the batteries.
Okay.
Because obviously there's no daylight or any semblance.
Yeah, I was just going to ask actually. Yeah, I was assuming, modern mine, that they had some kind of lighting system down there, so they weren't in total darkness, like, or were they?
Well, here's the thing, right? They probably weren't, but they didn't have natural light.
Oh yeah, of course,
Human beings don't exactly thrive without natural light.
Vitamin C.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Vitamin D.
Yes. Vitamin D from the sun.
So the electrician found a way to hook up their torches to the batteries in the vehicles.
Right,
to recharge them so they didn't die on them.
Now, hang on a second. Right, I immediately, something jumps to my mind there has been problematic with that. Now, I know that there is ventilation shafts, so I suppose that in some way explains that. Is running carbon fucking...
It's a problem, but they weren't running
combustion engines.
They weren't running the vehicles. It's just a charged battery that they've hooked the torches
right,
up to.
Yeah, but would you not have to keep the engine running so that the battery doesn't
the battery
flatten?
is always charged. The battery's there.
Yeah, but the alternator charges the battery when the engine is running.
Yeah, which is why they probably moved on to other vehicles.
Right, yeah.
But they've got an abundance of batteries, inverted commas, abundance.
Right, so they had quite a few vehicles down there, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just... I mean, well, they had a pickup truck that they fucking drove up to level 190 and had to ditch that and come back.
Yeah.
They've probably got... And massive batteries. They've got huge machinery in mines.
Yeah. It's mad, I think of a mine as being like this little tunnel that you're crawling down on your hands and knees. That's what I was thinking. That's with a little pickaxe and you're picking at the wall.
That's why I described the...
This thing's fucking huge.
Massive industry.
It's huge, yeah. Okay. It's mad, isn't it?
They also... So they had batteries and they had recharged batteries for their torches so they didn't die. So they did have some semblance of light.
Right, but they didn't have like wired fucking lights hanging from the ceiling kind of thing. Okay, that's interesting.
But again, they might have. I don't know the...
Well, I'd imagine if they're using fucking torches and car batteries, they probably didn't. Because why would they need torches then?
Everywhere, you probably conserve your batteries. So everywhere down where you go to the toilet, we're cutting the light from, so you have batteries. Or anybody that wants to go off for a piss somewhere.
Yeah.
You bring a torch.
Yeah.
But they had torches that you could recharge because the electrician found a way to hook them up to the car batteries, to the vehicle batteries.
Right, so they'd recharge the torches from the... Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like long cables running into the torch and you're walking around with a cable torch.
I don't ever want to be in a cave in with you.
I didn't know they were fucking rechargeable.
Okay. They also decide to turn off the lights during the hours that would be nighttime.
Makes sense.
Some semblance of their diurnal.
Yeah. To keep the body clock.
The what's it called? The
rhythm. Something
what's
rhythm.
That rhythm?
I can't think of the fucking name, but I know what you're saying.
I can.
It's biological rhythm, like you're fucking...
It's not your clock, but it's the fucking circadian rhythm.
Circadian rhythm, that's the word.
Your circadian rhythm.
Yeah,
just so night will be night and we'll sleep and there'll be no light unless you need to get up and take a whiz. Yeah,
fucking without that, like fucking insanity sets in. I mean,
that's it, and it sets in the mental fragility would have been.
Yeah, I mean, you look how torturers try and break people. It's by keeping them awake all the time.
That's it.
Fucking sleep deprivation.
So someone had the brilliant
not
idea.
Knowing time. Time is such a fucking for the mind, like understanding what time it is just so
there's
fucking.
There's no circadian rhythm. Yeah. That's why night shift is so fucking dangerous.
Yeah. I used to do nights for years.
Someone had the brainwave to come up with the genius fucking idea to turn the torches off at night, inverted commas, at night, and turn them back on in the morning.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Brains idea. Absolutely brilliant. When I read that, I was like, that's fucking
somebody
class.
Was on the fucking ball, yeah. Good. Absolutely.
And there's 33 intelligent people down there.
Yeah. See, this is, that's it exactly. And you kind of, you find out what you're capable of when you find yourself in a situation like that.
Yeah, that's it.
And
I never want to be in a situation
for good and for bad, of course, Dale, I'm sure they could have had, I'm not saying they did have, but they could have had a fucking selfish prick that was all for himself too, and fuck everybody else. I'm having the extra rations, I'm taking the batteries, fuck you. No, I'm not saying they did have anyone like that down there, but they could have, and that,
well, it didn't
that
sound
fucks
like
it up for everybody,
It didn't sound like they did.
No.
And it would have been a shift of people who knew each other well and trusted each other.
Workmates. Yeah, and come here, you have to trust your workmates in an environment like that.
Yeah, you have no choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this guy, Jose Enriquez, and he was a devout evangelical man.
Okay.
And he became the pastor. They ended up calling him the pastor, which I think is brilliant. And he led them in prayer every morning. So they got a rotation.
Whatever gets you through.
They got a routine in.
Yeah, I just don't know how
they had their nighttime. You'd be all over it.
No, I wouldn't. No,
you fucking would, and I would too.
If
I'm trapped half a mile underground,
I'm still an atheist,
and I don't know.
I'm still an atheist.
I'll die an atheist, but I would be. Yeah, if you want to pray, I'll pray with you, and I'd kneel there, and I would meditate. And keep my silence.
maybe. So I don't know. I'm not just an atheist. I'm an anti-theist, as you know.
But anyway, they called him
such a wasted effort.
The pastor,
anyway.
And it wasn't a wasted effort because everybody revolved around it.
Oh yeah, come here. Listen, fucking Chile is a massively Christian country.
Their daily routine was not sleep well because of horrendous nightmares that your mind would throw up about being trapped
I can imagine,
half a mile underground with nobody fucking knowing where you were or if you were alive, because they still hadn't gotten in touch with Topside.
This is it. They had no contact.
Nor had they got in touch with them.
No.
So
they had no way to know if anyone knew they were there. Yeah, that's got to be the scariest part of it. I'd imagine.
So they didn't sleep well because of horrendous nightmares. They woke up, inverted commas, and would be led in prayer by Enriquez, the pastor, inverted commas. Their daily life, they'd have their daily meal of less than 300 calories, which is tuna soup and a cookie.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
In oil water.
It's not going to keep you going, is it?
And wait for a rescue.
It's barely subsistence.
That they didn't think
might not be coming. Or,
that might not be coming.
And even if everyone's aware and there is an operation underway, the sheer size of the fucking blockage, like, are they even going to be able to get to them? Yeah,
they can estimate it. They knew by looking at it.
Yeah, that this is fucking serious.
Yeah.
With all the will in the world, are they going to be able to get to us?
Lose your mind, or you
here.
lose your mind, or you say, right, fucking get down to it.
Yeah,
we have work to do.
Yeah.
Not work as in we drill our way out or dig our way.
I can imagine fucking suicide watch was probably a fucking thing.
300 calories a day is not equipping you to use heavy machinery or dig or anything.
Or to even think fucking rationally.
Yeah.
And I can imagine, like, from fucking mental health perspective, it must have been fucking horrendous.
It would have been bad. The men created a society of sorts below ground. They had their pastor, they had the doctor, who was a legitimate doctor.
Okay.
And his name was Jan Barlash. I could be fucking up his name, I'm sure I am.
Come here, listen. It is what it is.
And although he'd stepped back and said we're all equal and I'm not in charge anymore, many still saw Urzua as the leader.
As their leader, yeah.
Which you gravitate to.
You do. This is it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Topside, everyone's family turned up because communication with management was so bad and the TV reports gave out conflicting info.
Jesus. Did say at the start the company are going to be the bad guys here, aren't they? It's like a fucking Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
It really fucking is, you know. But I'm committed. Not all companies are bad, you know what I mean? Like, there's plenty that aren't, but I just got a sense of it that was going to be, you know, fucking cover your ass. It's every big corporation. It's always the fucking same, isn't it? Now, I don't know how big this corporation even is or was, but
it was big enough.
Was that their only mine, or had they several mines?
They probably had several.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have several, they'd be swallowed up by bigger mining companies. So they
exactly. Yeah, so they were probably a fucking conglomerate of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah. So topside, the families have started to turn up, and they will go on to create. Well, the emergency call went out when they drove into town, and after 5 hours, the emergency was okay. This is not good. The special forces have been down and come back up and said that's a no-go.
That's not happening.
Bottom side, the miners have tried to get out through a ventilation shaft, but there's no ladders installed.
Right.
The company didn't install them. Top side again, the families have turned up and will go on to create a camp city because communication with the management company... This is the things I
remember watching on the news,
Communication with the management company has been so bad, and TV reports are so conflicting because the release of information is just so sporadic.
I do remember that actually in the early days of it, and I also remember watching it live. But listen, we get to that towards the end, obviously.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
I'd actually forgotten all about that till just right now, actually. We watched it live, It's mad. Okay, so what kind of time period are we at now?
We're a couple of weeks in.
At this stage. Okay, so they've been underground now for a couple of weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And they realise they're gonna have to start drilling from the top to get down to them.
So that's basically what the plan was it? Let's just open up a new shaft, essentially. Right. Do they know where they are at this stage? Well, they'd know. Yeah, sorry. They don't have to fucking drill in directly on top of them.
They know if they're survivors, they're in the refuge.
Right, yeah. Of course.
That's the... Yes. Everybody go to the refuge.
Yeah.
So they know...
Makes sense.
On a map, they can point and say, if we're going to start drilling, it's going to be down to this point. This is where we're aiming for.
No, it's probably more so a case of we know where the fucking rockfall is and we know they're in the refuge, so we're going to drill somewhere mid of that.
We're drilling to the refuge because that's where the survivors, if there are any, are going to be.
But is that not dangerous to drill in on top of them?
Well,
you drill somewhere that's accessible from the refuge.
If you're standing,
that's not blocked by the fall.
If you're standing in your front room and someone starts drilling through the bedroom on the top, you're going to fucking know. And you're going to get out of the way.
Yeah, but I mean, how big of a drill are we talking? Can you get out of the way? Like, you know what I mean? No, I mean, how big of a hole? Drill. Like, how big of a...
It's going to... Well, they have to do boreholes first because you can't go full bore.
I know,
Excuse the pun.
No, that's not a pun. That's literally what it's called.
Yeah. You can't go full bore and start drilling a massive hole and then decide, whoops, got it wrong. You start again.
Yeah, no, I get
you. So
you
need to test holes.
Yeah, no, it's just what I'm, like, in my mind and the fucking map we're talking about and the way it's levelled, it just makes sense to fucking drill 4 levels above the fucking refuge and then they can walk out and up rather than drill fucking directly in on top of them.
Well, whatever the drilling.
Yeah, anyway, right, go on.
Okay. Join us in part 2 when we get to the whole drilling rescue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are we done? You're going to leave them on a cliffhanger. You're leaving me on a cliffhanger now.
I haven't written the rest of it.
Oh, shit, okay. Deadly.
See you in a while.
See you next time. I can't wait now to find out what happens next.